G'day, Greg Spence here. Welcome to Mystery to Mastery. One of the massive things that makes us different to anything else that you will find anywhere is the practice of playing no notes. And you'll be like, what on earth are no notes, Greg? No notes are one of the most powerful exercises that you can possibly do. If our brain has the intention of playing notes, there is a list of errors as long as your arm that get involved to try and manipulate to play sound. We don't need to have all these errors over manipulations, and most people don't recognize they're doing them. Even professional players that I sit next to, amazing players but really inefficient, that have a bunch of errors in their playing that don't need to be there. If you're a beginner, make sure that you don't start and develop these bad habits. If you're an intermediate player, great time to get rid of them. If you're an advanced player, this is where the magnifying glass has to come out to really look deeply into what you've been doing for a long time. Sure, you're playing at a high standard, but you know that there's something in the system that's just not right. So what we need to do is play by feel. We need to understand the feeling of efficient playing. And that's what no notes is all about. It gives us an opportunity to observe our processes when we're playing, picking up the instrument, taking a breath, relaxing the body, releasing the energy, but there's no note happening on the instrument. Now, if I jump straight ahead and play a no note, most people watching will go, well, that's got nothing to do with playing the instrument at all. That's why we're different, because when you recognize the massive, awesome power of what I just did then, you'll recognize it gives you an opportunity for you to scan the body and figure out exactly where you're activating that you don't need to. There are a lot of elements that I'm doing here. Firstly, it's just the elbows and the rotator cuffs of the shoulders. There's nothing else moving in the body. Now recognize that I'm taking a breath and I'm talking, but it's almost effortless. The hardest part's taking the breath in. Now people will go, that's miles away from playing because you have to blow the instrument, you've got to buzz your lips, to which I go, no, you don't have to do that at all. When you begin to understand how the aperture corners work, not the sides of the mouth. Everyone gets confused with the corners, meaning here. It's not the corners of the mouth, it's the aperture corners. When you learn how the aperture corners work and they control velocity, then the bed sheet top lip and the milk spout bottom lip, when you understand these concepts, you'll recognize that simply using the energy from the breath, like I'm doing now when I'm talking, but bring the instrument up, elbows, rotator cuff, breath, set, release. You can tell yourself that's what it feels like to play. And you have a look at what Brian the Brain says when you go to do that. You try and tell him that that's all you need to do to play, and he'll go, no, playing's a lot more hard work than that. That's why we're different. When you understand the aperture corners, it's absolutely no harder than sitting here humming or talking. All we're doing is learning the feeling of playing. So when you start to convert from the no notes to playing notes, you will be able to observe what you're engaging in the body unnecessarily to create that sound. Then, with the psychology and the understanding of the mechanics that I demonstrate to you and explain to you, you'll start to recognize that these extra manipulations that you're using to try and create the sound are actually unnecessary errors that take away from your efficiency. Inefficiency is what limits people's range, endurance, flexibility, tone, all of these things. The harder you work, the harder work it is. And people think trumpet playing's hard work and brass playing's hard work. And let me tell you, I cop a bit of grief when I say brass playing's no harder than humming, talking, or singing. But as I've just explained there, when you know the feeling of no notes, there is actually no more work involved in playing those notes than what there are in the no notes. You get your head around the no notes and you're going to unlock so many inefficiencies and overcome so many obstructions in your playing. You'll ask yourself, why have I been doing that for so many years? Just try it. It's my own experience. You don't have to believe me. You have to try it for yourself and then recognize what's going on in your playing. The only way I got to travel the world as a professional player was unlocking my inefficiencies and learning how this damn thing actually works, not what the traditional methodology of buzzing and blowing hard taught me, over many, many years. So the best step you can take right now, if you want to achieve that dream avatar, for you to get the results that you want, is to accept what I'm offering to you, which is 30 years of research. In fact, it's 20 years this year since I released book one. And all I've done from those 20 years ago, besides playing all around the world, is teaching and refining all of my understandings and discoveries. I experimented so you don't have to. Let me share that with you. You can have it all for 7 days. We'll quickly set up your profile, and within a minute from now, you're going to be in the course and starting to discover all of these techniques that I've got to share with you. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you in the course.